Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy once again from Gadgetberry. My name is Dusiko, and today I'm back with one interesting video. Well, according to my opinion and the way I see things, I think this is quite an interesting video. I mean, what I have in front of me is an iPhone 6 Plus, 128 gigs, mind you, and an iPhone 7 Plus, 32 gigs. Now, one question that I have for iPhone users out there is that which one would you think is a better tool for you? I mean, we got the 32 gig 7 Plus. Of course, it's the 7 Plus, but basically, these phones got the same margins, same screens, pretty much same features, well, except for the 3D touch that you don't get on the 6. But if this was a 6S Plus, we'd be talking about something else, so to speak. But anyways, let's just go ahead and compare the two side by side, and then you guys are gonna let me know which one you think would be a better tool, because we know that Apple iPhones don't actually get an option for a micro SD card. Okay, so I'm just gonna start by there's one thing that I don't really like, this landscape mode that they have on their on their latest iOS version 12 or something like that. I'm not a big fan of that, because it just does what it wishes to do. Because I mean, I don't see the need to have the screen horizontal on the home screen, on the home menu like this, but then when I go to an important app like the dialer, I just can't dial. I mean, Apple, you need to sort that. I can't dial in landscape mode. The keyboard just pops up in portrait. I mean, these are the small things that actually makes you miss and actually want to go back to those customizations, or I don't know what's the word for this, but those conveniences that you get on the Android platform. I mean, okay, on the 7 Plus you do get a much more finer screen. Well, the graphics are a lot better than what you get on the 6 Plus, I won't lie about that. However, they are the same size, it's same margins exactly. I mean, if I could just compare the two, even the covers for these phones are quite similar, except for that camera at the back. I mean, being a phone dealer myself, I know when I go to the store for screen protectors, when I tell them that I need one for an iPhone 6 Plus or 7 Plus or 8 Plus, they know that it's the same screen protector. They can just give me one for 6 Plus, and it fits quite fine. Even these two, I'm not too sure whether I think they were both for iPhone 6 Pluses, but they quite fit good on these phones. Let me just go ahead and show you a few things that I like about the 7 Plus. I mean, I'm just gonna give you 5 things that I like about the 7 Plus, and 5 things that I hate about the 7 Plus, as opposed to the 5 things that I like and hate about the 6 Plus also. So one thing that I hate, I'm just gonna start with the bad news as usual. One thing that I hate is the tiny 32 gigs memory. I mean, internal memory over here. I mean, why would a person spend about 13 grand? I think it's about 15 grand in rent, which is about $1,200 in American dollars. That's just a rough estimation, by the way. So let's just go to iPhone storage. You can see that it's already full. I mean, I've used about 31.3 gigabytes out of 32 gigs, meaning I'm only left with like 700 megabytes. And you see, it's just apps that are taking up a lot of space. I mean, these are not the issues that you get on Android. You can actually put your apps in the in your memory card. I mean, there are options like that on Android. I will make a video for that one day. But okay, that was one thing I hate about the 7 Plus as opposed to the, well, that's one thing I hate about the 7 Plus. I won't compare it with the 6 Plus because conveniently I have 128 gigs one. I'm not gonna brush it off just because of that. So it was the storage, that was the first thing. Now another thing that I hate about these phones is that they don't have face unlock. I mean, these days, I mean, even cheap Huawei's come with face unlock. Cheap Samsung mobile phones, I'm talking about the A20. I'm not too sure about I think the A10 has the face unlock too, because it doesn't have a fingerprint. When you go here, the only unlock method you get is the passcode and of course their touch ID. And that was the second thing that I hate about this phone. Now we go I'm sure you guys can pretty much notice that I do not have this thing scripted. I'm just noticing stuff as I go. But one thing that I just realized that I hate about all iPhones, so to speak, is that they do not group the notifications. I do not have enough I do not have a lot of notifications from the similar apps on this phone, simply because I do not use it anymore. I'm using Huawei Y7, kind of experimenting with this one, and maybe I'll do a review of this. You guys can let me know down in the comments below if you'd like to see a review of that. I mean, of course, the reason why I do this is that it's just to help you make a better decision when you buy a phone. You should definitely check the Y7 2017 or 2019. Yeah, it's a nice 32 gigs internal memory for memory storage and shit like that. So now moving on forward, now that the fourth thing that I hate, I'm not too sure if I'm on track, but I think I'm going to the fourth thing now, because I just got disturbed by the beauty of the Huawei. And thank God the ban is over, so to speak, according to what I've heard, by the way. So the fourth thing I hate is that it's not grippy. You see, it's not really grippy. It's slippery on the panels here. I mean, they did try to make them a bit more expensive. They actually do look like expensive material and feel very expensive. However, it's not grippy on the hand. It's unlike the metals that you find on the 6 Plus, the 6s and stuff like that. However, those phones are not as good with grip also, but they are a lot better compared to this one. Now that takes us to the last thing that I'd hate about this phone. This pretty much is a feature that all iPhones decide to do it this way. I mean, I'm on my alarms here. I can't just click an alarm and edit it. For what reason I can't just click an alarm and edit? You can't tell me that on their ecosystem they can't do that. On their software they can't do that. I mean, their coding is not so good for that. I mean, they just want to be iPhone. They just want to be stupidly different, so to speak. However, it's their thing. I can't say that they're stupid. I take that back. However, they're just being iPhone. They're just being different and unique in their type of way. Now going on further, you can see that, let's just say I want to change the time or whatsoever on this alarm. I can't just press on it, as I've been saying. So you need to click edit. Now let me just show you one annoying thing that happens. Let's just say you scroll down to the alarm that you wanted to edit. It's not really right at the bottom, because that would be easy to find, but instead it's about here. You want to press see Musa and adjust it or whatsoever, but you can't do that. So it's a busy day, you're probably driving and stuff like that. You want to do quick adjustments of your schedule. This does not allow you to do it conveniently. You need to click this edit button. Now when you click this edit button, it's somehow on all the models of the software, it used to take you, well, okay, that it still doesn't, it's still the same. It's kind of the same thing, because it just shows you red warning type, red stop type of buttons over there that show you to cancel that you can use to cancel the alarm or something like that. And now you can click on the alarm and adjust it after you've done that. I mean, usually when you do that by mistake, if you're busy, you end up canceling important alarms and stuff like that, which is not an ideal situation. So let me just sip. It's just juice, by the way, breakfast punch. Okay, I'm gonna take that call, and when I come back, I'm just gonna go back to the 5 things that I like about this phone and do the same for the iPhone 6 Plus. So guys, now we're back with filming. So now we're going straight to the 5 things that I like. Now I think I didn't tell you the 5th thing that I like. Now this goes to all the late models of iPhones. Of course, they do not have an earphone jack, like a 3.5mm normal earphone jack that you get with modern phones. I mean, what else are they gonna remove next on their phones? Because they removed the jack. Whilst we were still pissed about that, they decided to remove the fingerprint and force us to use a health hazard according to scientists and sources on YouTube and some research online, those micro I do not know what they call them, but those micro drops whatsoever, those micro laser drops that go into your face, they're not good. So that was the fifth thing I hate. Now the first thing I like is the camera. It's very good. It's quite competitive with a lot of flagship smartphones. I mean, I'm just gonna take a picture of this flower right here in low light, and I can just show you the picture. It's quite crystal clean. Oh, look at that. That's in low light. That's beautiful. Now the camera is the best. I'm gonna try to show you guys a selfie. I'm gonna try to take a selfie. I'm not too sure whether it did focus or not, but the picture looks quite good. I mean, look closely. So the camera is good. Now the second thing that I like about this phone is that the home button, it still has the original Apple home button. Man, we need this on Apple iPhones. I mean, you can't tell me that for like 22 grand you get an iPhone XS Max. The thing has got no fingerprint, the thing has got no home button. You just swipe up for home. I mean, it is a cool thing, but the fact that it kills the fingerprints on the fingerprint change on the iPhones is not so good. I mean, give me one reason why would you kill the fingerprints on a modern smartphone in 2019, in 2018, in 2017, 2016, whenever? Why would you? I mean, that kills the convenience of everything, man. Why do we need smartphones? Okay, that was the second thing. Now the third thing is that it does not support a memory card. Yes, I'm just gonna talk about this again. I'm gonna talk about the storage once again. We can't pay so much money. I mean, yes, we do pay, but for a person like me who's got a lot of apps, a lot of things going on the smartphone, a lot of files, a lot of music, a lot of pictures, a lot of videos. I mean, because I did compliment the iPhone for their camera, so I usually take videos with this iPhone's camera. I mean, most of my content's been recorded with this camera. Let me just show you. Okay, this was another video for Huawei Mate 9. Hey, what's up, guys? So it's your boy Tusika from Theory, and today I'm back again. Okay, so you get the moral of the story. So the iPhone's camera is pretty good. I'm just implementing with this P30 Lite camera that I'm using over here. Now let's go on over to the fourth thing that I hate about the iPhone. Not the iPhone in general, but about the iPhone 7 Plus. I mean, usually there's things that I hate about the iPhone 7 Plus will pretty much apply on the iPhone 6 Plus, because the iPhones haven't changed a lot ever since Steve Jobs. I mean, they've changed the designs, they've added a couple of features, but they still limit you to the core. So that's one thing that I would say I do not like about the 7 Plus. I mean, it's a 2017 or 2018 model, and it's looking so outdated. It's looking exactly like the 6 Plus. Similar margins, just the different lines, not there and there. Pretty much the same. I mean, I'm gonna take an iPhone 6 Plus cover, put it on a 7 Plus, quite snug and perfect. Would you tell that this cover doesn't belong on this phone, except for this earphone port, of course, which is missing, meaning that the older phone's better than the newer phone. I mean, of course, you do get a dual camera setup over there. Okay, big ups to Apple, they did quite improve over there. So now the only difference of this in this cover is this camera cutout and some just smaller outer margins, because it's quite the iPhone 7 Plus is quite thicker than the 6 Plus, and then it's another thing I hate. Now, yes, there was another thing I hate. Now let's just put the 6 Plus on the 7 Plus cover. Perfect snug feeling. Okay, camera cutout also, that's the difference. Now let's just put the covers aside and go ahead. Now I'm on the 6 Plus. Now I'm just gonna point out 5 things that I like about this phone. Sorry, 5 things that I hate about the phone, and we'll save the good for last. So I hate the fact that the fingerprint on this phone, pretty much with the 7 Plus, it has a fingerprint, but to activate the fingerprint you need to press the button. So if you're not quite used to iPhones, you might end up pressing the button, letting your finger off, and then pressing again, which may seem like a pain in the ass for a busy person like me. That's how I used to do it back then. But now once you know them, you know they just need to press the button and just rest your finger on top of the button. It's something that you get used to. It's not bad, but I don't like it. I don't like the fact that it happens like that. Even on the 7 Plus, even on the 8 Plus, it's the same story. I mean, Apple's just not okay. Apple's just being Apple. They like to be unique at all times, but anyways, that can end up being an inconvenience for the consumer at the end, because the times living in now require some features like that, a lot of features like that. Well, another thing that I do not like about this phone, it's pretty much the same things I mentioned on the 7 Plus, because it's pretty much a clone of the 6 Plus. So it's gonna be the face unlock. I do not like that it has it only has a fingerprint and a passcode as unlock methods. I do not like that. So pretty much everything that I said on the 7 Plus will apply here. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but I like the haptics the haptics feedback that you get on the home button, which actually makes you feel like you press the button, but in actual fact something inside kind of tingled your finger and made you feel that pressure. So these phones are always well built. When you're talking about iPhones, you're always talking about well built phones. I'll give that to iPhones. You can actually feel them on the hand that this is not just a regular phone. This is quality. I mean, this is when you do not want to use that cheap deodorant you've been using. Now you want to use a Gucci cologne or something like that. So you're gonna live with everything. I'm a big fan of iPhones. Don't get me wrong, I like using iPhones. I've used iPhones a lot, but in this comparison I had to be as objective as I could be and point out everything that I do not like and everything that I like about these iPhones. Well, there was not everything. Pretty much a lot of things I might have forgotten because I was not scripted. I don't like doing scripted videos because to me they will feel like a job, and I hate doing something that feels like a job. I just like doing something that I like to make money, something that I like to help people. But anyways, from Dusiko from Gadget Berry, it's gonna be a peace out for now. If you do like the video, of course just support the boy and just drop a like down below. Do subscribe if you haven't subscribed. See you on the next one. It's been a good one, so enjoy. It's been comparison with 5 things that I hate on the 7 Plus and 5 things that I like, as opposed to the 5 things that I hate on the 6 Plus, as opposed to the things that I like. Peace out.